Is your intuition stuck? This is how you fix it. So first and foremost, let's talk about what intuition is. Intuition is the act of deep listening, but we're not listening to words, we're listening to vibration. And intuition is the voice of your spirit. That is the spark that animates you. That is your divine self. And so as long as your heart is beating, as long as you are breathing, your spirit is home. And so your intuition is working perfectly. It's not that our intuition isn't working, it's that other parts of us, our intellect, the part of us that loves information, that like loves a Yelp review, like loves a Google search, loves the library, gets overwhelmed. And then from that place, we can start to try and figure out what's right instead of what resonates as true. Or another thing that I see that disconnects us really quickly from our intuition is when we have really strong emotions, whatever they may be, whether we're really excited about something or if we're really sad or even in that place of expectations. That is another way where our intuitive guidance gets cut off because we're not neutral. We have to be in a neutral receiving state in order to pick up on our intuitive guidance. So I'm going to give you a few tools to help rewire that part of yourself so that you can listen and be present and move with your intuition. So our intuition also asks us to make a decision. It gives us choices, and it's up to us whether or not we move with it, think about it, or get too much in our feels, all ways that we can very quickly get disconnected. So the first tool that I'm gonna share with you is one that it's very important, and that is movement. We are energetic beings, and when we don't move, it's kind of like a rock that doesn't roll. We end up becoming energetic landfills. And that's where we get stuck in overthinking, or if we're entrenched in a lot of emotions, where we can get stuck. And the really funny thing that I find to be true is that when we're in overthinking or we're in a lot of emotion and we are disconnected, oftentimes the last thing we want to do is move. Instead, we want to either watch TV, or sometimes for me, I just want to like lay in my bed, a little Pisces baby, or, not really pay attention to that vibration. And what happens is you get into that place of overthinking, trying to figure it out, feeling more disconnected, being harder on yourself. So in order to rewire, move, get your heart rate up, put on your favorite music and have a dance party. Go for a walk in your neighborhood. Get on your bike. Any of it will help you not only become more movable, but guidable. Because intuition moves. We have to move with it instead of fight against it. So movement is your best friend. That's why I talk about my spiritual routine all the time. It's why I start my day every day with stretching. It helps me be limber and move with my intuitive guidance. Our second tool that I'm going to share with you, when we're in overthinking or when we're in a lot of emotion, another really big thing is that our head has a lot to say. It talks. Emotions come in and out like waves. And a lot of times when we're in a lot of emotion, it can show up as a lot of fear that can also disconnect us. So a really beautiful tool that we can empty the garbage, empty and create psychic space is to journal. Journaling is a very wonderful practice to help to move energy, empty the psychic garbage, and get underneath the chatter of the mind, just the things that start to resonate. I find myself that writing is a very powerful, like writing with a pen and paper is a really powerful way, because our minds, it helps us to slow down and connect and even feel what the things are that are percolating inside our bodies. So get your favorite journal. And if you're really struggling with something, I would encourage you to journal for 20 minutes a day for 3 days and watch how that has an almost alchemical, you get what I'm saying, process where it transmutes that energy into something new. And when we write, it also helps to connect our conscious mind and our subconscious mind and gives us a perspective where we can look and even reread what we wrote and see it with fresh eyes. A lot of times you'll find some intuitive guidance or a little note from your guides or angels right in the things that you already wrote. It's a beautiful, powerful, transformative process, helps you get grounded and nurtures your spirit. So I'm a huge fan of journaling. And third, our last tool is say it out loud. Say whatever is going on out loud. Because when we start to speak up, we actually connect, because our intuition lives in our bodies, lives in our gut, lives in our heart space. It's here. And where we get cut off the most is here. We get an intuitive guidance, you get a hit, you get a nudge, and then all of a sudden, you want to think about it. And when these two hemispheres are disconnected, that's where we get into overthinking, too much emotion, too much in the feels, and stuck. But when we start to verbalize, we start to pay attention to the vibration. The thing is like I said at the beginning, we are vibrational beings. One of the first organs in the body to develop is the cochlear. That's the inner ear, and that's what picks up on vibration. And so when we start to speak things out loud, starting to speak out, and even just saying, this is what my head says, what my head is saying, versus what does my heart say? And my heart says. And when we give that process, that space, and start to speak it out loud, we can start to attune and pay attention to the vibration. Say, is that my head or is that my heart? And the interesting thing that I find is it's sort of like the example that I give all the time is if you've ever had a crush on somebody, and let's say you go have lunch with a girlfriend or get on the phone with somebody important in your life, and you start to talk about your experience, you start to notice what is like your own blah, blah, blah crazy talk versus what are the things that resonate as true. And that's the same thing. Uncorking that bottle, becoming aware and sensitive and curious. Because like I said, we're not looking for the right answer. We're looking for what resonates. And I'll just remind you, intuitive guidance isn't verbose. It doesn't talk a lot. And it doesn't use words like should, have to, must. And it's not all or nothing. It gives you a choice. It empowers you. And when we get clear intuitive guidance, it resonates in our whole bodies. It's grounding. It's affirming. Sometimes it's not the answer that we want, but it's the one that actually is the one that we need. And last, and just on that last point, be aware if you're very attached to the outcome. If you're so attached and so like, I need it to be this way, and this is the way, that is a real surefire way that we can get stuck, because it's like looking through a little tunnel like this. And in reality, our intuition might be over here. So let go of the outcome. Be open to something new, because oftentimes it's something better than you could even imagine. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you're on my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. I'm sending you all my love, and I hope you unstuck your intuition. Bye.